Welcome to the Lotus Goddess Divine Love. Hi everyone, how's everyone doing today? Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome back everyone. Welcome if you're new to my channel. I do Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, Twin Flame Journey Charm readings. And let's begin, and just keep in mind that this is a general reading. So I've already pulled out the charms on the tray. Let's see what messages comes through. In this reading, I see that when Divine Masculine was with you, everything was really, whoever this resonates for, your relationship was really good. I see that it was a loving relationship, like you two spend time together. I don't see it as a long distance relationship, but these two are actually, they met, like Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, you two hung out like in person. And I see that in the beginning you were taking things a little slow because you really want to get to know Divine Masculine very well. And same with Divine Masculine. I see that you two took time to get to know each other, but your feelings grew strong very quickly. And once you two started to feel these feelings, like when Masculine realized that you had intense feelings, and then the same with you, when you realized that these feelings were intense and that Divine Masculine felt the same, things started to move along very quickly soon after that. So once you two expressed your feelings for each other, that you both loved each other, that you're interested in one another, then I can see that things started to move very quickly in your relationship. So then there was talks about being in a serious commitment. It's like, we're going to take this to the next step. Let's make it official, meaning that like we're not going to see anyone else. I think that in the beginning when you two first met, it's like, let's see where this goes. But you were open to like you were not completely um, I I would say like you were not completely devoted to each other at that time. Like Divine Masculine, like if they had met someone else at the time, they would have been like, hi, let's go for coffee. Like it was not official yet in the beginning. It was more of like, let's just hang out, meet, see where this goes. But then when your feelings got really serious for one another, you decided to just like make the relationship more official. It's like we're seeing each other, we're dating each other. Like now it's just the two of us. So another thing here, Divine Feminine, in this reading, I see that you really put a lot of your heart into that relationship with Divine Masculine. And Divine Masculine is showing here that they had some work to do because there was a lot of sadness in different areas of their life that they were experiencing. There were like challenges. Some cases, it's because they didn't obtain certain things that they wanted. So say if this Divine Masculine had a goal of, because I see a house here, so I'm going to talk about it, and I see a vehicle here. So this Masculine had goals about like, I want a good life. I want like the finer things in life. Like I want a good car. I want a good house, a home. And they were struggling at the time. It could be like financially, it could be a job that they had, or the job that they were trying to get, or maybe they weren't working at the time. But there's something here that they were struggling with, and I see here that a lot having to do with their work life. And it was hard for them to get out of a certain situation. So it's like, when am I going to be successful, or when am I going to find the right job, or when am I going to get a job, that kind of thing. And I see here that part of their life, there was sadness there. But when it comes to your relationship, like they were open to the idea of being in a committed relationship, but then they felt like there are some areas where they were lacking in their personal life. So this Masculine, I see them here as they were a little bit undecided about certain things in their life, about what the future holds, what what do they want in the future. So they weren't sure where their direction, where their life was taking them, basically. So there were ideas here that was going through Divine Masculine's mind while they were dating you, Divine Feminine. And I see here that they were thinking about, like, should I move? Should I relocate? Should I try something different? Should I change my career? Should I, venture off and do like a business or do something different or work for somebody I know? So there's different things about like career and job here. So they were really thinking about like wanting to experiment and try something new, some way to make money, some way to um, become a little bit more like independent, and they wanted some sort of financial freedom here. So I see here that their goal was to become successful financially so they could have the things that they want in life. So they may have even mentioned this to you, Divine Feminine, that there's some things in their life that they wanted or they were working on, or something that was not working out for them at the time. But I see here that it became very stressful for them. Like, even if they didn't talk about it much to you, it was something that was really bothering them. And it made them feel sad because they felt like they were not able to get the things that they wanted in life. And they were doing a comparison. Like, there were people this masculine was surrounded with, like these could be like family members, friends who were successful at the time. And it made Divine Masculine feel even worse, that it's like, how can that person be so successful and I have more experience and I have this quality or this skill, and how come like other people are able to get the things that I want, and it's so difficult for me to obtain the things that I really desire in life. And so these things were bothering this Divine Masculine, but they didn't really share that part of their life with you. They may have just mentioned briefly, but I see here that's a huge part when it comes to when they were dating you at the time. So Divine Feminine, in this reading, I see that this masculine, they there's something that they were holding back from you, and they feel really guilty for something that they did. So I'm going to explain here. And right now in this reading, the energy I'm getting, and I think immediately after your separation, it's like one day, it's like, when you know the truth, please don't hate me. It's like, please don't hate me for what I did. Because basically what this Divine Masculine did was they made you believe that everything is fine, that you two would take your relationship to the next level, like marriage, engagement, that kind of thing, something serious. And at that moment, even they were thinking about that too, yes. But because of all these other things that they were overwhelmed with, they basically changed their mind, and I feel like a little bit earlier than you thought. So it's like earlier in your relationship, this Divine Masculine had already changed their mind about you, but they didn't tell you. And I see it as like it was something that they kept to themselves. Um, they changed their mind about the idea of being in a relationship with you, being married to you, having a future with you, like everything. It's like night and day. It's like one day they were deeply in love with Divine Feminine, and then the next day it's like, I changed my mind. I don't think this is something that I want. And it's not about wanting it at that time. It's like in general. It's like, I don't think I want this anymore. So they didn't think about like, maybe later on, maybe we'll just put this on hold, and then maybe later on, when I'm ready, when I feel a little bit more financially stable, or when I feel like I have my stuff together, then I can be in a relationship with Divine Feminine. But they didn't think that way. It's more of like, okay, so maybe I think I shouldn't be in this relationship at all. And I changed my mind. Like, I don't think I want to be with Divine Feminine. So, but this decision was made earlier in your relationship, and imagine, like, say if these two were dating for like 4 years, this masculine made this decision like in the first year. And it looks like that they basically took you for a ride. Like, they made you believe that everything that they were saying, everything that they were planning included you. But a lot of the things that they talked about in their life, about their future goals, about what they wanted in life, they may even talked about like bringing in the family, meaning like, oh, when we're married, one day when we move here, we'll hang out with the family, we'll go on a family vacation, that kind of thing. So they brought in a lot of like your family, their family in conversation. And of course, like divine feminine, you were deeply in love with divine masculine. So talking about this made you feel like this is more of like a serious commitment, and it made you feel like you could trust whatever this divine masculine was saying. But masculine, I feel like they know what they did was wrong. And what I'm getting from here, that's why it's like, please don't hate me, because they did it with intention. They did it on purpose. Like, this divine masculine knew that they had already made the decision not to be with you, but in all those years that they spent with you or talked to you or hung out with you, they made you believe that eventually you two will be together, that eventually you two would get married. And they included you in a lot of this conversation. So they kind of like played house with you, divine feminine. It's like, I'm the husband, you're the wife, and this is how we're going to live. This is how our future is going to look like. This is how our family is going to be like. This is how it's going to be like when we're parents. This is how it's going to be like when we travel together as a family. This is how we're going to raise our family. So they talked about all these things knowingly, like with intention. They knew that they had already made a decision not to be with you, and yet they continue to talk in that manner. So it's like they led you on basically here. That's why I'm getting in this reading that it's like, please don't hate me for what I did to you, because they know what they did was wrong and they did it on purpose. So why did they do that? I feel like they liked the support of divine feminine, your energy, your light. That was something that what I'm getting is, it's something that helped them along the way. Like, remember how I mentioned that struggle, that sadness that they were experiencing? And you were the one thing in their life where they felt like, this is one thing that's working for me. This is one thing that is working for me, that I feel comfortable with. I feel comfortable with divine feminine. I love divine feminine's energy. I love divine feminine's um, love towards me. I love the attention. I love the giving. They were receiving a lot from you, but they didn't want to give in return. And whatever they did give to you, it looks like something that was just temporary, just to keep things going between you two. To make you feel or believe that they were in this committed relationship, that they were there for the long haul. But this divine masculine, it's like, okay, today I'm just going to show my appreciation for, like, for example, say if you did something special for like a family member of theirs, like you baked a cake, or you wish somebody happy birthday or something like that, where you made someone feel special. It's like, okay, now I'm going to make divine feminine feel special for making me feel special. So whatever you did, it's like, I need to do something in return. Not because they wanted to show their appreciation, but it's like so that you would feel like they recognize what you're doing, so that you would feel like, okay, they really love me. They they love me. They wanted you to feel like that you were, not only you were a giver, but they were a giver as well. So they didn't give with out of the goodness of their heart. They gave so that it would make you feel good, so that you would not suspect anything was like off or missing in the relationship. It's just to keep it going. So they were basically giving you things just to make you feel that yes, this relationship is still good. This relationship is balanced. This relationship is going smoothly, going well. And if divine masculine made excuses to like extend your, like, okay, say if you two wanted to plan for your wedding within a year, it's like divine masculine made some sort of excuse to make you feel like, okay, like I understand, like maybe now is not the right time to get married. Masculine might say like, oh, financially, I just want to be a little bit more at a better place where I can give you the best wedding, you know? So they said certain things and you agreed to it just because it made sense at the time. It's like, oh, I can understand. Like he wants us to have a really good wedding. We can hold it off for another year or two. But then 1 year led to 2 years, led to 3 years, led to 4 years. And then eventually Divine Masculine walked away. It's because their intention was never to stay. Because they had changed their mind in the first earlier stages of your relationship while you two dated for a long period of time. So imagine being in a relationship with someone and thinking it's a serious relationship, not knowing that the other person had already made their decision not to be with you. And I see here this was like the ultimate deception. And why is it coming up in this reading now? It's because this guilt, this feeling that they have, it's haunting them. They know what they did was wrong. This divine masculine is still single. So I don't see a karmic relationship in this reading. There's no karmic partner at all. This is something that's just between divine masculine, divine feminine. And the thing that kept divine masculine, divine feminine apart was what divine masculine did. But I would say that this divine masculine was experiencing some sort of karmic cycle. They need to snap out of that cycle, that energy. So it goes more, I feel like it goes more beyond just the struggles of not getting some sort of career or a job or whatever that financial situation is. It's more than that. Like on the surface, this divine masculine thinks it's that's the thing that's bothering them, but there's a lot of things that are deeply rooted within this masculine that they didn't heal from. And I see here that they had a lot of cycles, and shows here repeated cycles, and it repeated at least 3 times. This could be like even three decades, like in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s. Like it was something that was ongoing. Long period of time. This divine masculine was going through a lot of stuff, and inner work that they need to do. They tried to avoid it and then I see here that they tried to avoid it, and then what's the best way to say this? It's like they're trying to make themselves look like I'm strong enough. I don't need to deal with this. I'm too strong for this. It looks like some sort of ego that came in here. There's a little bit of ego or stubbornness here, where it's like I'm too strong to deal with this or to go through with this. And I feel like they were avoiding it because of the emotions that come with it. To avoid the emotions that come with whatever things that they needed to heal from or to release from, they didn't, in order to avoid it, it's like they try to justify not doing it or not going through the healing process by saying I'm too strong for this. I'm too strong, I'm too masculine of a person to be going through such a challenging transformation. It's like I don't want to go through that transformation. They were avoiding their transformation because if their ego and their stubbornness came in the way. So to avoid it, it's like I'm too strong for it. So they made excuses. I see here they made certain excuses. This decision is what blocked them from their from their growth. That's why that cycle continued as it did. So I see here that stubbornness is connected to why this cycle continued. And I'm seeing here 3 times. The first time, was supposed to be for his growth. The second time, there was a lot of emotional, I would say emotional baggage connected to that cycle, so something added to it. And the third time has to do with the stubbornness, and then it's also the third time is connected to what they did to divine feminine here. So these 3 cycles I see here, that's the purpose it's showing. One has to do with them, one has to do with also like the emotions that they were avoiding at the time. So that's the second cycle. Third one has to do with what they did to divine feminine. And then there's the strength, like I have so much strength, so I'm so strong, I'm too strong enough for this. I don't need to cry these things out. That's what it is. They made excuses. I don't need to show my emotions. I don't need to let anything out. I'm fine. But then if you're fine, then why do you feel so much guilt? Why do you keep this heaviness on you? Because it looks like some sort of baggage. And it's very difficult for them to talk about this because they know what they did. They know what they did to you. They're guilty. They see it. And they feel very strongly that eventually they want to say something to you. They want to share something to you. They want you to know what they did because eating it's eating at them. It's bothering them because they know the reason why they walked away from you. They never told you why. They hid it because they thought that there will never be a time where they will come back to you, or they felt like there's never going to be a time where it's like if divine feminine doesn't know, it won't hurt them. But it's hurting divine masculine. And I feel like they want this truth to set them free. So they want to tell you, they want to share what they're experiencing, what they're feeling, and they also want to confess. This is a confession that they're making. So when they make this confession to you, and I feel they will, it's like, please don't hate me. Before I tell you this, just please don't hate me for what I did to you. Because they know what they did. So this is the reading for today. I hope you like this reading. If you like my readings, please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below. And thank you all for watching. Have a beautiful day. Bye everyone.